Rajat, maybe we can hear some thoughts on how do you think customer experience strategies going the digital way and customer experience per se will kind of come together. How do you think that evolving as per you?
See, as much as we deny it, the reality is it is coming.
Yeah.
We can say that, okay, there's going to be a combination of people and the technology that has to work. It is coming our way, and the speed is super fast. It's coming at a bullet train speed. And I'll come to what Anand mentioned about ChatGPT. The product was launched in November. Nobody had a clue how it works. It has threatened Google to get into an action mode, and they have shot themselves in the foot by launching Brad, which made them lose $100 billion of their market value. So it is coming, and this technology, and I'll specifically talk about artificial intelligence, has already entered our lives. It is there, as much as we deny it, and maybe, when we train people, we always talk about subconscious learning as well, when you don't realize but you've learned something. And I'll give you a couple of examples here. If you go to a Bombay airport and you have to check in, there's a bot moving around. Mm-hmm. All of us are used to going to a counter saying, hey, I have a flight, can you do this? There are bots who are actually moving around the Bangalore airport. If you just go to that bot and you say, hey, I want to quickly check in, the bot helps you, give you a check-in slip and says, hey, please, your flight is ready, and you can just go if you don't have the luggage. It is there. And these are the sort of examples that are actually changing how we operate. Mm-hmm. Now, this always has a positive impact on the customer. I think all of us have been to a specific airport that I'm talking about. All of us know how tough it is to get out of that airport. And if technology is helping me solve that problem, the answer is why not?
Yeah.
And at the end of it, it is the consumers who are benefiting out of this entire propositions. Like he mentioned, if there is a combination and I'm able to solve a lot of things wherein I don't need a human intervention, it will help me solve the problem, and the customer will go back really happy.
Yeah.
If there is somebody who understands that, hey, I want to go ahead, and I'll take an example of the healthcare as well that Mr. Ajay mentioned. He loved Apollo app, and I think that's the clear example of how it is actually entering our lives. With the entire bit, when we are able to help these customers like this, our NPS scores are going to increase automatically.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, if any NPS score, even if Ajay tomorrow in the future has a bad experience with Apollo, and there's an NPS survey that comes to his, chances are he'll not still give it a 4. He'll say, maybe this was a one-off case, I need to give it an 8 or a 9. So it has a positive impact on the customers because their problems are getting solved quickly. They don't have to wait. Solutions are easily available. And as Arvind mentioned, I think from a dead data of 2 crores who nobody has the time to pick up that data and call, getting out a business of a 3.5% is a huge number if you just look at the volume size of it. So the volumes are being catered to it as well. A lot of customers in our country are not even aware what they need.
Yeah.
And they need somebody to reach out to them and say, hey, there is a solution available for this, and we can actually solve the problem for you. And this is where the artificial intelligence or the conversational AI is helping us to do that. One of the top airlines in our country, whom I'm sure all of us have used, they had 35 use cases for the calls coming in their contact center. 2 years ago, they started with an artificial intelligence, which was a conversational AI with 1 used case. Today, out of their entire 35 use cases, 28 are managed by conversational AI. And they only have agents for the remaining 7 or 8 used cases. The rest, everything is on a conversational AI. I was chatting with the head of the customer experience there, and I asked, how has the journey been? They said initially, yes, it was tough. Our customers were not adaptive to it. They were not really happy about why we are not deploying the agents. But in the last 2 years now, everybody realizes when we are going to dial this airline for an update, we're going to use a bot and we'll get the answers pretty quickly. Yeah. So the customers' expectations have also started to evolve. One thing that we can't take away is the Gen Z coming into the picture.
Yeah.
These guys are more tech savvy than I ever was in my life. The sort of things that they do on the internet, we have not been used to that. For us, sometimes when we deal with artificial intelligence or the conversational AI, we still have double thoughts, like typing in and figuring out to get an answer. This generation doesn't care about that. As soon as they have a new solution available, they jump onto that and they use it. True. And I think it's important that we understand their expectations as well. If we'll continue to say that, okay, there was a historic way of doing it and we need to continue doing it in the same manner, I think we need a combination of both. We need to understand the expectations of the customers, the consumers that we have, the younger generation. At the same time, make sure there is a reason why there were certain processes put in place. If you can combine both, digital transformation can actually improve the customer experience.
Wow, lovely. Any closing comments from you, Anand, on this?
I think since conversational AI, whatever we talk about, we still think like English and Hindi as predominant languages.
Yeah.
And with our experience, like in my current business, we see that our major growth is mostly into vernacular and state level things. India being very, very diverse in terms of languages is a classic challenge. Earlier we faced how to cater because for everything you have to, like for example, if you look at internet today, all the resources available in English versus let's say other languages, there will be like sharp drop.
Yeah.
But now we think that with AI, you can definitely generate all those resources much faster in every language possibly. So that is one. Second thing is, I think as a end user, if they are comfortable in their own native language, they want to be serviced in their native language. And we face very difficulty in how you service them in the native language, because then you need to have the person servicing also from the same let's say language to do that. I think technology is definitely going to be the important determinant here in how we service those limited users, or you can look at it as limited user, or it can be a very big market. So if you want to venture into any market, if internet has to penetrate further in our own country, I think language barriers have to be shed away.
Yeah.
And conversational AIs will have to now more focused on our local languages.
Correct.
Once we do that, I think it will be a tipping point for the adoption of technology further into our society.
Absolutely.